Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. For today's video, just wanted to put together a quick clip on the Areo package I have on my C6 Z06. So kind of just the front lip, the side skirts, the spoiler, the tail light tinting, the side marker blackouts, stuff like that. I get a lot of questions at like the car meets and shows and stuff, and people ask where I got the different pieces and stuff like that. So I figure I'd just kind of go through that, tell you what each piece costs and kind of how much I have invested into the exterior in the car and kind of making that have the ZR1 accents and stuff like that. So let's check it out. Alright, so here's my car. It's a 2009 C6 Z06 3LZ package. It's in cyber gray, has the chrome spider wheels. So for the exterior here, the modifications I've done is, you can see here in the front, it has the carbon fiber front lip, or front splitter, however you want to call it. And that is from a company called RPI Designs. So you can see there, it gives it that nice kind of extended profile carbon fiber accent there, and it kind of sticks out. Lighting in here isn't the best for showing it off, but you get the idea. It's pretty standard. A lot of C6 guys put these on to give it a little more aggressive profiling. And the cost of the front splitter is $485, and I put this on the car maybe 2 years ago, so the price might be a little different now, but it was $485 when I bought it. And it mounts up pretty easy. You just remove the factory screws and chin spoiler there, and then you just bolt up the new one. I think a couple spots didn't quite have mounting holes lined up, and also I used 3M tape kind of between the seam there to give it a little firmer of a bite. I did not do the support in here. This is just the splitter, and I haven't really had any issues with it or anything like that. I think on the website they recommend if you were like tracking the car and going over like 140 a lot, then you would want to do that extra bracing there under the bumper, but I didn't really feel that was necessary for my application. Alright, so the next item I installed is the side skirts, and they're also from the same company, RPI Designs, and those run $5.99 for the pair, so they're a little pricier, but they give you that nice carbon extended side skirt there, and then it also has the fender flare that kind of sticks out and blends in with the side skirt. Let's see a little profile from the side there. So you can see it gives it a nice aggressive look, and the line follows back basically from the front splitter. You can see that line follows through. And obviously same thing on the other side, but we'll check that out quick. Yeah, you can see the profile line there. And looking down at the side. And the installation for those isn't too bad. Having the car up on a lift or something is obviously ideal, but there's just basically screws that go into here, into the lower, not sure what you call that, I guess like rocker. That's it's fiberglass in here, so you got to drill little pilot holes where the screw holes are, and then you just screw it in. I don't think I used 3M tape on this one, but no issues with this really. It's been pretty firm and solid. You got to just be careful, like somebody that's not familiar with the cars, they don't go to step on this when they like open the door thinking it's like a running board or something. Alright, then the next accent piece would be the extended ZR1 spoiler, and that's from a company called C7 Carbon. And you can see here by the profile, it's got a much more aggressive kind of flare to it than the standard ZR1 spoiler that a lot of people put on their C6s or base C6s or whatever. But I get a lot of questions on this one actually. People really seem to like it, and it's something that's different and unique. Not everybody has the extended spoiler. It definitely gives it a much more aggressive look to it. And again, it's finished in that carbon fiber. Install on this was pretty easy as well. You just remove the center one. I think there's 4 bolts, 2 here, 2 here. You change the third brake light out, and then instead of doing the additional screws here, which they have like holes for that you could put in, like bolted through the bumper, I actually just did a 3M tape across, back around, through the underside of basically the whole thing, and then there's the 4 center bolts, because I didn't want to drill out anything into the bumper just in case for whatever reason I did want to go back to stock or something else. So this install there's no holes drilled in the bumper, nothing. And you can see it's a pretty nice tight seam. There really isn't any gaps or anything, and it kind of molds in nice on the behind the trunk lid there and everything. And so this is without having to drill any holes, so you could just bolt this on, do the 3M tape, and you still have 4 bolts in there, so it's plenty sturdy. And I've had the car, you know, up over the 100-mile-an-hour range, and even cruising on the highway for extended periods of time, like 80 miles an hour, and never had any issues with this kind of pulling back or coming loose or anything like that. So it's definitely fine with the 4 bolts and the 3M tape. And the price on that one was $465. So not too bad as far as, they're pretty much all around the same. Like everything's like $465, $485. The side skirts, I guess, being the most expensive at $599. And then the only other exterior mods I have done to the car are the smoked out lights and the markers, which are actually from a company called Luminex. So they're just tinted film that you put on the light cover. So you just remove them. There's just a screw up here, remove the wiring harness, and then clean them up with like some alcohol, and then you put these on with like a squeegee and put them in. But they look pretty good. The cutouts aren't perfect. They are like cut for a C6 tail light, but the cut around the radius isn't perfect. But I mean, looking at it from back here, like if you're not really up close, you can't tell the difference. But they're not totally blacked out. They just have that nice smoked finish, so they're not like the bright red like factory. I think they give the car a nice kind of aggressive, sleek look, especially with the cyber gray finish. So I definitely really like that, and it's a cheap mod. I think I paid $100 for all 4 taillights, and then I bought an extra like roll of it to be able to do the markers and stuff. So I did the same smoke finish on the side markers here, so the one on each side, and then I also did the front one that has that like yellow side marker, so that came out pretty good too. It just tints it, but it's not totally. All right, and there's another kind of just side profile of the car. Spoiler, falling down the side skirts. And the front splitter. And why don't we finish the video off with a nice cold start of this Camdella 7, because who doesn't like Camdella 7? So let's go check that out.